Hi everyone, my name is Atharva and welcome to Redfox Security channel. Whether you are just starting in cybersecurity or looking to level up or just curious about cybersecurity, you are at the right place. At Redfox, we prioritize hands-on learning with 70% practical and 30% theory, ensuring you gain real-world skills. Our team has worked on hundreds of engagements. We offer pen testing services across various of domains of cybersecurity and provide courses and trainings at academyredfox.com. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn for more insights. Getting to today's discussion, we are going to talk about Drozer tool and how we can exploit content providers using Drozer. So let's get to the slides. But before that, if you haven't seen my initial video about Drozer introduction, and in which I have covered a lot of how we can install Drozer, how we can configure that with our device, and how we can map the attack surface. So first check that out first, then it will be helpful for you as well to understand the topic. And if you have already did that, then let's get to the slides. In this session, I will be explaining how I can use a Drozer tool to exploit Android components or content providers itself. So let's go ahead. But before that, before exploiting any component, we need to understand what exactly is the work of that component. So we need to understand what exactly is a content provider in Android application. So content provider is a component that manages access to a structured set of data and enables secure data sharing between applications. So what I mean by that, let's suppose I'll give you an example. You are using WhatsApp application, okay? So you open that application and it asks you, or it gives up a prompt that can I read your contacts, or can I go up to your contacts, and you given them permission to allow. So in back end, there is a content provider which has been used by the WhatsApp, that is a contacts content provider, which fetch all the saved phone numbers from your device, and it will check if those numbers are already registered in WhatsApp or not. And if those numbers, if the WhatsApp have checked if these numbers have already been registered, then it also gives you a prompt like, okay, invite them to be your friend. So this is one of the features which WhatsApp have done using the content providers. So there are other examples as well. So let's suppose you have opened any other random application and it is asking you to can they check the what you can say, your gallery or any kind of data which is stored in your application. So basically they are using a kind of content providers within the application to call the particular resource from your device. So let's suppose they are asking for your gallery, they are asking for the photos which are which is stored in your gallery itself. So there might be to give us to give a complete detail about what kind of pictures you like, or how you want to store some kind of pictures. So there are different reasons why people why developers do these kind of code. But yes, as this sounds little means this is a good feature, but yes, this is malicious as well. If an attacker can exploit it, and if it is not configured properly, if the content providers, then the attackers has a goal and they can get access to, as I said, the gallery or your mobile applications gallery, any storage, your contact details, everything can be exposed. So yes, this is dangerous. So let's move ahead and understand how we can identify if your particular applications content providers might be vulnerable. So how we can identify? So there are two ways similarly, like first is using a JDEX and another one is using a Drozer. So first I will explain how we can identify if the application might have a vulnerable content provider. So let's go ahead, I'll just do it. So this is the application, and this is a JDEX GUI tool. I'll just open the JDEX. Okay, I'll drag and drop the APK within the JDEX. So let it decompile. So once it's decompiled, you need to locate to the Android manifest file. So let's open the Android manifest file over here. Okay, so over here you can search for providers or anything regarding the content itself. Let's go with the provider. So right now the application, and not every time that there might be a provider, but you can check this, the Android exported is true. It will take you to the content providers part as well. If this is set to true, then yes, your exported your contents are being exported. And let's check whether they have right permissions or not if they are exported. So as you can see, this is one of the provider, the password provider, which is set to true. Then there is another provider that is secrets file, but it is not these are not exported. uh, Wait a minute. Yes. So yes, as you can see over here, the providers, so they are not they are exported to true, which can be, what you can say, exploitable. And then there is another provider which is not exported to true, so we can't access it from outside. So this is a kind of patch for this vulnerability. So as we can see that this is a suspectable input which we can target. So let's double click on it and get to the dex file. So basically this will be a Java code for the your particular functionality. As you can see, the content providers, the password fields which have been there in the providers, and then there is a content string itself, which is locating the passwords. So this might be vulnerable, and we can figure it out using Drozer as well. So how we can do that? So we have understood that how to identify whether it can be exported or not. Now let's identify the vulnerable component using the Drozer. So let's go to tab. First we need to start the Nox, where we have installed both of our devices. So let's, yeah. So yeah, fine. We have installed the vulnerable application, that is DVAC, and yeah, there is a Drozer agent. So why I asked you to view the what you can say, the first introduction video, because we have covered all the configuration part over there, so you can check that out as well. So now we need to connect to this device. So how we'll do that? We'll go to program files, Nox, bin, then we'll open a command prompt. So let's first connect to the device, adb devices. Yeah, so we connected to the device. Now let's forward the port, adb forward tcp. Oh, before that we need to start the port, so 31415. Yeah, so yes, 31415, then tcp 31415. There you go. And now we need to connect to the console of the Drozer. So let's connect. So Drozer, for that we will be using the console command of the Drozer. So let's use it. Drozer console. Connect. So there you go, you have connected to Drozer now. So now what we have to identify, if the content provider which we have seen from the JDEX is have any kind of export vulnerability or not. So let's go ahead. So we need a command like run app dot package dot info, and I can say attack surface, and the package name of which you will get from the Android manifest file itself. com dot, yeah, there you go, the package name. Yes. So as you can see, we have understood the attack surface of the particular Drozer. So there is only one content provider which is exported, which we have seen in the JDX as well, which was the password exported. We'll see the provider now. So there, this is the password provider which is exported. So let's identify whether this was the only one which was exported or not. So how we can do that? So we need to run a command like run app dot provider dot info, then give an argument a, and then the package name. So let's see. So as you can see, the Drozer has identified the vulnerable content provider which has read write permissions null, and this is the content provider which is exported to true, and this is the only provider which is exported to true. So now let's understand how we can exploit it. So for exploitation of for the exploitation, let's get to the slides. So for the exploitation of Android content providers, there are basic ways like we can check what I asked you first, what I told, that the content providers basically communicate with the database, and they check if the application have already registered these kind of users or not. So when the question comes, when the application is communicating with the database, then yes, SQL injection is one of the vulnerabilities which will strike your mind, which we are going to demonstrate in this particular session. Then the content providers basically also ask for the complete URI, which might be vulnerable to part traversal attack, which we also going to demonstrate in this particular session. So let's go ahead and exploit these vulnerabilities. So first we will check if the application is vulnerable to SQL injection or not. You can pause this and check the steps as well. So let's go ahead. I've opened the command. Now run. So run app dot provider. I've already did the info. So now what I need to check if there are some URIs which might be vulnerable. So for that I'm using another module, that is scanner. Run scanner dot provider dot URIs, find URIs. So this is one of the things, find URIs. Then we will paste the package name. So this will check if there are any, wait a minute, let me give an argument a and the package name. So yes, so what this did, it ping every contents right now, and whichever was in response it pasted that, and from that as well, which are the proper accessible content URIs, they pasted it. So these are the content URIs which we can check if they are vulnerable or not. So yes, we have identified that these are some of the URIs which might be vulnerable. To particularly check with the SQL injection, so there is a command, say run app. I won't say app. There is a run scanner dot provider dot injection, and then it goes with -a and the package name. So as you can see, it is scanning for all the vulnerable endpoints. So it pasted all the non-vulnerable endpoints and the injection projection one. These are some of the endpoints which might be vulnerable to SQL injection. So to confirm these vulnerability, we have another module, that is the query module. So we can query the database and check if the particular URI, content URI, is vulnerable to SQL injection or not. So this looks pretty for me, and I'll go ahead with that. So run, sorry, uh, dot provide the dot query, then I'll paste the URI itself. So this is the URI which I'm targeting. Okay, after that I required one more argument, that is projection. Open double inverted commas, and yes. So now let's check what this has for us. Okay, let's just understand. Okay, I'll give this. Okay, so exception occurred from so there is an exception. As you can see, there is an error based SQL injection which we have seen over here. We need to query this to retrieve something. So let's try this. Let's just put an quote to trigger the error. So as you can see, there is a from, you can see there is a quote which triggered an error right now, which is from the SQLite. So we have identified the DB as well, and this is our complete payload, that is select our input from passwords. So how we can exploit it, as we have identified the SQLite DB as well. So what I will do, I will make a star over here which will call all the everything from the particular DB, that is the SQLite, and then I will paste it. So let's see if it works. So as about to the error, select code from password. So if I enter a star over here, will it show? Let's see. Okay, so this completed, that select star from password. So there is nothing in password, so it retrieved nothing. So let's again check. I'll insert a error here. Yeah, so it's working accordingly, as you can see over here. So now insert our query, that is star from SQLite master. Then we will close it and close this condition and comment everything afterwards. So if I'm right, then it will dump the SQLite master. Let's see. There you go. As you can see, this particular command executed and we were able to retrieve the DB itself, and everything like tables, Android metadata, passwords, text, SQLite sequence, secret, and everything is being retrieved itself. So this shows that the application's content providers have been vulnerable to SQL injection. Now our another test case is regarding the part traversal attack. As there was a command for SQL injection, yes, there is another command for part traversal as well. So we will check that as well. So let's run scanner dot provider, then go with traversal. So after that I will give a package name. So this will identify if there are any content providers which are vulnerable to what you can say traversal, part traversal attack. So let's go ahead, press enter. Yeah, so as you can see, it scanned the complete package, and then there were some of the content providers which were listed, and out of those which were vulnerable to traversal are pasted over here. So let's check this out, this one, to exploit the part traversal. So for exploiting, we will be running command run. As we are able to only read and not the execute anything, so there is another command for it, like read app dot provider dot read, and then there is this provider content. Just copy this URI, paste it, and yes. So now we need to traverse a path and get the etc host file if it is accessible or not. So let's check. I'll go in the root directory itself for that. I feel this is enough. Let's call etc hosts and press enter. Yeah, so there you go. We were able to access the host file as well. So this showed that the particular content providers are not only vulnerable to SQLi but also vulnerable to path traversal attack. So this is how an attackers might gain access to your system by performing such kind of attacks. So with all the exploitation part, as a penetration tester you should also understand that exploitation is not only thing which we are targeting, but we are also targeting to the prevention part for the clients. So the preventions for this, so set exported false, ensure the content providers that don't need access externally have Android exported false to prevent others apps from accessing them. But if a content provider must be exported, limit the access by using custom permissions. So yes, there might be conditions like you are enabling a feature to your application. So in that case, your content providers must be exported, but you need to limit the access by putting some of the custom permissions to that, and by defining these custom permissions in the Android manifest file, that will complete with your prevention part. So that was all for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed, and until we meet again. Hi everyone, how was the session? I hope you have enjoyed. So at Redfox Academy, we don't just teach, we prepare you for the real world scenarios and hands-on learning and insights from the experienced professionals. Want to land a high paying salary in Big 4 company? Start building your right skills today with Redfox Security. Explore our courses at academy.redfoxsec.com and unlock your potential. Share this video with your friends and let us know if there are in the comments if there is any specific topic you want us to cover. And if you love our content, hit the subscribe button. Your cybersecurity journey starts here. Let's learn with Redfox Security.